New York Football Giants on the road at the Tennessee Titans right now. 5.5-point favorites are the Tennessee Titans at home. A total of 43.5 or 44, depending on where you get it. I talked about to you guys, there are a few games this week in which I have absolutely no opinion whatsoever. This being one of them. I will go to Steven because Steven does have a bet in on this game. I can just give you my macro thoughts. I'm lower on the Titans than everybody coming into the season. I'm a little bit higher on the Giants than everybody coming into the season, but the spread seemed about right to me because I still think there's a ton of question marks around the Giants, and if things don't go correctly, then I do think that this could kind of get off the rails for them. So again, a game that I will sit back, watch, try to evaluate what I see on the field, and are the Titans as bad as I think they are? Are the Giants a little bit better like I think they are? Did I completely miss the boat on both of these teams? But just no bet for me this week, but you are going to come in on the dog.
Yeah, I don't know how helpful this is to our listeners. This game opened at 6.5. I bet it at 6, and now we're basically 5.5 across the board. So you're not getting the best of the number here with the Giants. And this is a good reason why we actually launched a sister podcast that you guys can listen to. It comes out on Tuesdays. It's called Beat the Closing Line, where we're going to have an earlier look during the week to try and get ahead of some of this line movement for you guys. But as we record this on a Friday morning, yeah, it's the worst of the number for the Giants, so I wouldn't bet it at this point. But overall, Matt, I'm just looking for reasons to fade the Titans this year. I think they took a big step back in terms of their roster. It only got worse in the preseason with the loss of Harold Landry, their top pass rusher and a Pro Bowler a year ago. And I do think the New York Giants offensive line is better. They have better pass-catching weapons with Brian Dable as well, pulling the strings. I have huge respect for him and what he did as an offensive play caller and getting Josh Allen from looking like a below-average quarterback to maybe the best in the NFL at this point. So I'm trying to find reasons. On the flip side of trying to find reasons to fade the Titans, I'm looking for reasons to be bullish about the Giants this year. So in that offensive line, Evan Neal, I think, is a promising rookie. Andrew Thomas, after a tough rookie year in year 2, he only allowed 18 pressures on 517 pass blocking snaps. So I think this is a spot where I want to back the dog, and I bet it at 6. But I don't blame anybody for not wanting to bet it now when you're getting the worst of the number on a team with some uncertainties coming in with a year 1 head coach. And Daniel Jones still the quarterback who has fumbled from time to time.
Yeah, Adam, I mean, look, you don't have a play on this. It is your team. So, I mean, I just some quick macro thoughts here. I mean, for me, we'll find out. Like, I mean, if Daniel Jones has any talent whatsoever, Dayball will find it. And if that's the case, then maybe this team overperforms. If he is just absolute gutter trash, then, you know, I think this team has bottom 5 in the league potential if Daniel Jones is absolutely terrible. But again, I need to sit back, evaluate, and kind of see what happens on the field first.
Yeah, and that's just it. And for those new to this whole thing, I am a Giants fan, and I'm not ready to sell on Daniel Jones entirely at this point, but I am willing to buy on Brian Dable. And granted, Dable is not going to be the one calling the plays early in the year. That's going to be Mike Kafka, who came over from running the quarterback's room for the Kansas City Chiefs. And apparently that was part of the deal for Mike Kafka coming over, was that he was going to get to run plays initially behind Brian Dable. Now, 5.5 is a dead number, right? There's really nothing to gain from playing that number either direction. I don't believe that the Tennessee Titans are going to be good this year. In fact, when I look at the 3 teams that I am far lower on than the market, Tennessee is one of them. I do not believe that what they've done in the offseason is going to pan out. I think Treylon Burks is going to be one of the most disappointing rookies in the NFL. I don't know what Robert Woods is going to be able to come back and do. If you think Nick Westbrook-Akine is going to be someone who helps, then I got a big thumbs up for you.
Yeah.
This is not a team that I see being able to produce offensively. Do you think that Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs in the NFL? It's fine if you do, but the evidence is overwhelming. The wheels eventually fall off on every great running back in the league, and they fall off fast. It's never like, oh, they went from 5 yards a carry to 4.5 yards a carry. They went from 5 yards a carry to 3.7 yards per carry. It's that sort of thing. When
you just wake up old one day.
Like you and me. And so you wake up old one day, and there we are. So may I quote from you from Megan Trainor very quickly? I want to make sure that people understand my pass on this game. My name is no. My sign is no. My number is no. You need to let it go. this is not a game I want anything to do with.
O-line's really bad in front of Derrick Henry now, too. Consensus bottom 6 offensive line.